Welcome to Healthy Aging Essentials, where we don't fight aging, we learn to live more deeply with it. You used to feel strong, sleep soundly, and wake up with a spark in your eyes. But lately, something feels off. What changed if you find yourself waking up at the same hour every night, unsure why? Maybe your body is whispering something you were never taught how to hear, and you might be surprised to learn it's not medication and it's not aging. It could simply be one glass of water at the wrong time that's leaving you tired every morning. Have you ever woken up at 2 or 3 a.m., not because of pain or a bad dream, but just a strange urge to get out of bed, even when your bladder isn't full? It might sound small, but this quiet disruption is stealing deep sleep from countless people, especially the older adults. Across India, from quiet villages to crowded cities, millions wake up at the same hour each night. Many blame age or stress, but very few realize the real reason may lie in something as simple as when they drink water. Just one small habit, like drinking too late in the evening, can force your kidneys and bladder to keep working when your body wants to rest. And when it happens night after night, it leaves you drained, foggy, and slowly disconnected from the peace of sleep. But here's the good news. This can change. In today's video, I'll show you how to drink water at the right time, with gentle yet powerful tips backed by experienced urologists. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from and what time is it there right now? Please share in the comments. Sometimes even a small moment of the sharing can spark a powerful journey forward. Before we talk about solutions, we need to understand what's really happening inside your body. Because many people assume that waking up in the middle of the night is just stress, or simply a part of getting older. But the truth is deeper, more delicate, and far more understandable. After the age of 55, your body starts producing less of a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone tells your kidneys to slow down urine production during the night so you can sleep uninterrupted. But when vasopressin levels drop, your kidneys don't get that signal. They keep working at the same pace as during the day, which means your bladder keeps filling even when your body is trying to rest. That's not the only change. Your bladder, the organ that stores urine, becomes more sensitive over time. When you were younger, it could comfortably hold 400 to 500 mLs before sending any signal to the brain. But as you age, that threshold shrinks. Now, even 150 ml, just half a glass of water, can trigger the wake-up message in your mind. Get up. We need to go. And you know what happens next? You wake up groggy, your sleep broken, and sometimes you struggle to fall back asleep at all. Morning comes, but it doesn't feel like a fresh start, more like a slow recovery. But here's the thing, this isn't a disease. This isn't your body failing you. It's simply your body adapting with age. And when you understand that you can start making gentle shifts, not to fight your body, but to work with it. So if these natural changes are the root of the problem, can your daily habits help ease it? The answer is absolutely. And we'll begin with the simplest shift of all when you drink your water. Sometimes the biggest changes begin by questioning something we've always considered normal. Let me share a simple but very real story about Mr. Mohanji, a man living in Hyderabad, India. For years, he woke up twice every night to use the bathroom. No pain, no diagnosis, just his body quietly waking him up like a built-in clock that never stopped ticking. And he thought to himself, it must be age. Isn't this just what getting older feels like? Have you ever thought that way too? That the things disturbing your nights are just something you have to accept and live with? One day, Mr. Mohan came across some information about how the body changes as vasopressin levels decrease, the very thing we talked about earlier. And that's when he realized his body wasn't working against him. It was simply trying to speak, and no one had ever taught him how to listen. So he made a few gentle adjustments. He started drinking water earlier in the day. He skipped the late night tea. He gave himself 5 quiet minutes before bed. No expensive medications, no complicated treatments, just a bit of kindness delivered at the right time. And within a few weeks, sleep began to return. Not perfect, but deeper, longer, calmer. And one morning when he opened his eyes without being pulled out of sleep by the urge to pee, he smiled because he had reclaimed something he thought was gone forever. Mr. Moan's story is just one of thousands reminding us it's not always age that takes our sleep. Sometimes it's our habits that haven't yet caught up with our age. We've just explored how the body works and heard a real inspiring story. But there's still one important detail, something so common yet most people overlook it entirely. It's the timing of when you drink water in the evening. Many people have a habit of sipping a full glass of water after dinner or enjoying a cup of herbal tea before bed and as a way to relax. Others might go for a light soup or warm turmeric milk to help with digestion. All of these sound perfectly healthy, don't they? But here's the catch. A small mistake that over time can have a big impact. When you take in too much liquid after 6 or 7 p.m., your kidneys, which are naturally winding down for the night, are forced to stay active. Instead of slowing their pace as they normally would, they're triggered to filter and process all that fluid. The result, your body keeps producing urine even while you're trying to sleep. Your bladder fills and once again you're pulled out of deep rest. This happens to so many people, yet no one suspects the real cause might be a cup of tea at 8 p.m. So if you've been trying to improve your sleep but still drink water late into the evening, you might be unknowingly disrupting your own progress. So what is the golden window to drink water in a way that supports your kidneys and your sleep? So far, we've talked about drinking water too late in the evening. But there's another habit, one that seems harmless, quietly making things worse. And chances are you might be doing it every single night without even realizing it. Have you ever gone to the bathroom just in case before going to bed? I mean, you didn't really need to go, but you tried anyway just to make sure you wouldn't wake up later. It sounds logical, right? But here's what most people don't know. That simple habit can actually train your bladder the wrong way. When you force your body to urinate, even when the bladder isn't full, your nervous system starts learning the wrong signals. Over time, it gets used to feeling full with only a small amount of urine, sometimes less than half a glass. The result? You wake up at 1 or 2 a.m., thinking you need to go when in fact your body could have kept sleeping. This also ties into how you distribute water throughout your day. Many people forget to drink enough in the morning or afternoon. Then in the evening after dinner, they try to catch up by drinking 2 or 3 glasses at once. That extra fluid overloads the bladder right when your body needs to rest, reinforcing those false signals even more. So, what's the right way to retrain your bladder and enjoy deeper, uninterrupted sleep again? Beyond the timing of your water intake and bladder reflexes, there's another small but often overlooked factor, the temperature of the water you drink at night. Many people assume that water is just water, whether hot or cold. It must have the same effect. But as you enter midlife and beyond, your body starts reacting differently to things that once felt insignificant. Especially your bladder, its inner lining becomes more sensitive with age, and cold water can quietly trigger it. Have you ever noticed that sometimes after drinking a cool glass of water in the evening, you suddenly feel the urge to pee not long after? It's not the amount of water, it's the temperature. Cold water causes subtle contractions in your body, stimulating the bladder to send a false signal. This reminds me of a woman named Mrs. Sushila Meji from Pune, India. She shared with me that she had a habit of drinking ginger tea around 9 p.m., believing that warm tea would help her unwind and sleep better. But almost every night she found herself waking up at around 2:30 a.m. So I gently asked her, what if you drank it a little earlier? She gave it a try. Same tea, same routine, just moved it to 6 p.m. And the result? Within 1 week, she was sleeping 5 to 6 hours straight. No medication, no forcing, just the right timing. So if cold water or even warm drinks taken too late can affect your sleep, what's the simple way to stay hydrated while keeping your body home? Golden window for drinking water throughout the day to help you sleep deeper and wake up with true clarity. We've talked about water temperature and late night drinking habits, but now let's get to the heart of it all when you drink water throughout the day. One of the most common mistakes among older adults, and maybe it's happened to you too, is forgetting to drink water during the day, then trying to catch up in the evening. Maybe you were too busy, maybe you just didn't feel thirsty, and then as the sun sets, you realize you've only had one glass of water all day. So you drink 2 or 3 glasses at night hoping to make up for it. But here's the truth, this doesn't help you hydrate. It simply pushes your kidneys and bladder to work against your natural rhythm. Try shifting that habit with a simple rule many experts recommend. Drink most of your water between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's when your body is most active, your heart pumps stronger, your kidneys filter efficiently, and your metabolism is at its peak. After 5 p.m., begin tapering down your intake. And especially after 7:30 p.m., avoid drinking more than 150 milliliters unless advised otherwise by your doctor. That small glass of water at night might feel like a healthy gesture, but in reality, it could be costing you something far more valuable, a peaceful night's sleep. Not everyone can completely stop drinking water after 7:30 p.m., and I understand that, because the reality is many people need to take medication at night. It could be for blood pressure, it could be to manage diabetes, or simply a joint supplement or a digestive aid. Whatever the case, most medications require at least a small amount of water to take with them. So how do you ensure the medication works without disrupting your sleep? The answer lies in the amount and how you drink the water. Instead of finishing a full glass, use only the minimum amount needed to comfortably swallow your medication. For most people, 1 to 2 small sips is enough. But if you feel thirsty due to side effects, which is actually quite common, try not to drink all at once. Instead, break it up. Take small sips, spaced out every few minutes. This helps ease your thirst without overfilling your bladder, reducing the chance of waking up in the middle of the night. You can also try warm or room temperature water, which is gentler on both your digestive system and your bladder, especially when you're getting ready to sleep. So even if you need to take medication at night, you can still enjoy a restful night's sleep with just a few small adjustments. And if you've made it this far, I think you will agree with me on this. Sometimes it's the smallest habits before bedtime that have the biggest impact on how well we sleep. So before you lay your head down tonight, let me gently remind you of something simple, yet commonly misunderstood. Many people make it a habit to drink one last glass of water right before bed, thinking, better to have too much than not enough. But in reality, that habit could be quietly throwing off the signals from your bladder. Just a few extra ounces might be enough to wake you up with an urgent need to pee, even though your bladder isn't actually full. Ever experienced that? You're tired, ready to sleep, but your body jolts you awake because of a false signal. Instead of drinking just to be safe, focus on calming your nervous system before sleep. Try a few deep breathing exercises or gently massage your lower abdomen for 5-7 minutes. These simple actions can help settle any phantom signals from your bladder. And if you'd like a real-world example, let me tell you about Mr. Romesh, a 62-year-old man from Nagpur, India. He used to wake up several times a night, every night. Then he tried something simple, shifting most of his water intake to the morning and gradually reducing it after 5 p.m. Within just 2 weeks, he was sleeping straight through the night. No pills, no complicated tricks, just one mindful habit. Sometimes a small share can help someone wake up to a brighter, more peaceful morning. Before we dive into more tips for deeper sleep, let's pause for a moment and take a closer look at your evening eating habits, because sometimes it's not what you drink, but what you eat that quietly disrupts your night. Have you ever wondered why you wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, even though you didn't drink any water after 7 p.m.? Chances are the culprit isn't your water bottle, but rather that bowl of soup cup of herbal tea, or even the few slices of watermelon you had for dessert. Many foods that seem light or healthy at night actually can contain a surprising amount of water, and that excess liquid may be triggering late-night bathroom visits. Brothy soups, orange juice, turmeric milk, milk coffee, or even those calming hot teas often recommended in the evening, if consumed at the wrong time, can overstimulate your bladder without you realizing it. Even nutrient-rich fruits like cucumber, tomato, or watermelon, if eaten late, may be contributing to your sleep disruptions by subtly activating your bladder at the wrong hour. Let me share a real-life example. Mr. Rajesh, a gentleman from Ahmedabad, India, used to eat raw salad every night, thinking it was great for digestion. But after he simply moved that salad to lunchtime and switched to lightly steamed vegetables for dinner, he began sleeping 6 uninterrupted hours each night without waking once. It's not just about how much water you drink, but also about where that water is hiding in your meals and when you're consuming it throughout the day. We often watch out for sugar and caffeine, but forget about another familiar culprit, salt in our dinner. It doesn't just affect your blood pressure, it can quietly sabotage your sleep through the entire night. Think back to the last evening you struggled to fall asleep. Not because of stress, not because your mind was racing, but simply because that dry, nagging thirst kept coming back, pushing you to get up for a sip of water, only to wake up again later to use the bathroom. If you're over 50, this tends to happen even more often. But the cause might not be how much water you drank. It could be what made you thirsty in the first place. The salt in your meal. Common favorites like popped pickles, heavily seasoned curries, or salty sauces can all carry a high sodium load. And when you eat salty foods at night, your body automatically triggers thirst, a natural attempt to dilute the sodium in your bloodstream. The result: you end up drinking more water to feel balanced, and your bladder makes sure you know it. My grandfather used to enjoy spicy pickled vegetables at night. He'd say, "A salty bite helps me sleep well." But the truth, he tossed and turned every night. Eventually, we changed the routine. Salty dishes were moved to lunchtime and dinner became lighter. Just a mild soup or steamed vegetables. Within a few weeks, he was sleeping through the night, no more 2 a.m. wake-ups from sudden thirst. So if you have ever thought a little salt won't hurt, try switching things up. Let your evenings be a time of gentle rest, not a battle between salt thirst and your sleep. Before we dive into the next part, let's pause for a moment to talk about something that seems small yet plays a surprisingly big role in your ability to sleep deeply. And it actually starts with your morning. Sounds odd, doesn't it? But the way you move your body in the morning can directly affect how well you sleep at night. Here's why. As we go through the day, standing, sitting, walking, a small amount of fluid gradually accumulates in our legs due to gravity. For younger folks, it's usually not a problem, but once you're in your 40s or 50s, that fluid starts to build up. And when you lie down at night, your body redistributes that fluid upward, placing extra pressure on your kidneys and bladder. The result: you wake up in the middle of the night with the urge to pee, even if you didn't drink too much water before bed. So what's the fix? Try moving gently for at least 10-15 minutes each morning. Walk around your home, stretch your arms, rotate your wrists and ankles, or simply rise up and down on your toes a few times. These simple movements help your body circulate fluids more evenly, easing the pressure at night. And don't overlook your sleeping position. If you often wake up multiple times during the night, try sleeping on your left side. This position supports digestion, reduces pressure on the liver and stomach, and most importantly, eases tension on your bladder. You can also place a small pillow between your knees to align your spine and a thin one under your head to gently lift your neck. You don't need to buy expensive gadgets. Just a few small adjustments, and you may notice a significant difference in how deeply and peacefully you sleep. If you've always believed that good sleep only depends on what you do at night, I hope this part gave you a new perspective. Sometimes the key to a restful night is simply starting your morning the right way. Now that you've learned how to start your morning to support better sleep, let's take a moment to revisit something obvious, yet often overlooked: the clothes you wear to bed and the space you sleep in each night. A few simple adjustments can make a huge difference in the quality of your sleep. Have you ever noticed those nights when sleep doesn't come easily, not because of stress or too much water, but simply because your body is struggling to regulate its internal temperature? When you wear thick pajamas or sleep under heavy blankets in a stuffy room, your body responds by sweating to cool down. And when you start sweating, your kidneys and bladder are also activated to help balance your fluid levels. That's why you might wake up in the middle of the night needing to use the bathroom even though you thought you had done everything right before bed. The fix is simpler than you think. Choose lightweight, breathable cotton sleepwear that absorbs the moisture easily. Avoid wearing multiple layers, especially during summer, or if you tend to feel warm at night. Keep your bedroom airy. Use a light fan or crack open a window if the weather allows. A thin-in blanket is often enough to stay gently warm without overheating your body. I once knew an elderly gentleman who used to sleep in thick wool clothes and wrap himself in heavy blankets every night because he feared the cold. Ironically, he would often wake up due to thirst or to go to the bathroom. But after switching to lighter pajamas and letting a breeze in through the window, he started sleeping through the night uninterrupted and peaceful. So sometimes the key to restful sleep isn't far away. It starts with letting your body breathe and creating a comfortable space that allows it to rest with ease. Before we wrap up, take a moment with me, just a few seconds, to explore something simple that could quietly change how you respond when you wake up in the middle of the night. Have you ever opened your eyes at 2 or 3 a.m.? Eyes still heavy, but your brain whispering, "I think I need to go to the bathroom." And without questioning, you get up almost on autopilot. But hold on, do you really need to go? One powerful habit you can try is to pause for just a few seconds and gently ask yourself, does my body truly need to relieve itself? Or is this just a false signal? Now take 5 deep breaths, slow, steady, soft. This simple act not only brings you back into connection with your body, it directly calms the nervous system linked to your bladder. Many people don't realize that when we shift positions during sleep or linger between dreams and wakefulness, the body sometimes sends confusing messages, making us think we need to get up when we actually don't. I'm reminded of Shantami, a 70-year-old woman from India who used to wake up 2 to 3 times a night for the bathroom every single night. Her sleep was broken and exhausting, but after switching to lighter sleepwear, adjusting her position to lie on her left side, and practicing deep breathing every time she woke up, her nights began to change. Within a few weeks, she was sleeping straight through the night peacefully and uninterrupted. You can try it tonight. Just a few deep breaths and one simple question to yourself: can I relax and return to sleep? And if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night without knowing why, share your experience in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to begin their journey back to restful sleep, one breath at a time. And now that you've started to understand your body a little better, it's time we clear up a few common misunderstandings, things that sound helpful, but may actually be quietly sabotaging your sleep every night. The first misconception many people believe is this: if I drink less water during the day, I won't have to wake up at night to pee. Sounds reasonable, right? But in reality, the opposite is true. When you restrict your fluid intake all day, your body becomes mildly dehydrated and your kidneys have to work harder to retain whatever water is left. So by the time evening comes, even just 1 glass of water might overload your system. And yes, you'll likely be up in the middle of the night. The second myth is that nighttime urination is only caused by the prostate. That's partially true, but it doesn't tell the full story. Women experience nighttime urination just as frequently as men, especially after age 45. For them, it's often linked to hormonal changes, salt-heavy meals, or drinking fluids too late in the day, all of which can disrupt normal bladder function. Another common habit that sounds harmless is going to the bathroom just in case before bed. But if you empty your bladder when it's not really full over time, your body forms a habit, a false signal that tells you to pee every time you're about to fall asleep. This disrupts your natural sleep cycle without you even realizing it. And finally, there's the old belief that drinking a warm glass of water at 9 p.m. helps cleanse the liver. Whether it's plain water or herbal tea, if you drink it late, it's still fluid and it still adds pressure to your kidneys and bladder during the night. See, we often do things with good intentions, but they can backfire if they go against how our bodies are naturally wired. If you've believed any of these myths, don't worry. Change starts with awareness. And once you understand the truth, the next steps feel easier. You don't need to be perfect overnight, just conscious enough to make small adjustments night after night. That's how real sustainable sleep begins. Before we part ways in today's video, I want to leave you with something simple, yet it could become a turning point for your sleep. It's not always about how much water you drink. What truly makes the difference is when you drink it. Let me share with you the story of Mrs. Lakshmi Maji, a 70-year-old woman from a quiet rural village in India. For over a decade, she had been waking up at least 3 times a night because of the urge to urinate. But everything changed in just 1 week. All she did was shift when she drank water. Instead of drinking a lot in the evening, she spread her intake throughout the morning and early afternoon. At night, she only sipped a little if she truly felt thirsty. And then for the first time in years, she slept straight through the night for 7 hours uninterrupted. Sounds too simple, doesn't it? But sometimes our bodies just need one small signal to begin healing. And this is true for you too. Whether you've struggled with sleep for years or you're just starting to notice disruptions, there is still hope. Your body holds natural wisdom. It just needs the right support and for you to listen. If you're beginning this journey of change, drop a comment below with the word hope. It's a gentle reminder that you're not alone and a way for us to connect and grow a community of peace and healthy living together. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Essentials, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with someone you care about who may also need a better night's rest. Because sometimes just one small change can lead to a completely different life.